Hey, everybody, welcome to our live stream here. Okay, welcome to our live stream here on YouTube called Midday Market Update. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here. This is still a brand new live stream. This is only the second week that we've been doing this. The first week looked like it was a hit. So if you continue to support this, we'll continue to think about doing even another one, adding another live stream throughout the week as well. If you can hear me, by all means, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation, to let me know that I am coming across loud and clear. Today I do have as a special guest Joey. Joey wasn't supposed to have been here today, but he is, and he's helping me out. He's my producer, making sure everything is good to go. And helping me to be able to do this on my own in a second. Tools option and adding moving average. By now, VectorVest must have listen. Cold dip, put that in as a product improvement request to see what we can do to add that. I have no control over that, my friend, at all. At all. It comes from you guys to let them know what you want. So put that as a product improvement request. Michael on YouTube says, good morning from VectorVest, British Columbia. Happy Canadian Thanksgiving to all the Canadian VV subscribers. Is it Canadian Thanksgiving Day? Well, how do I know? I don't know. It was Columbus? You thought it was Columbus Day? Well, thank you all for being here. Definitely. You look just like the guy who does Trending Thursday. That's because I am. That's because I am. And again, this is another live stream. This now gives me 2 live streams on YouTube weekly. We have this one, Midday Market Update on Mondays, and we also have Trending Thursdays on Thursday at 2 p.m. So yes, I am the guy. VectorVest from JV to my homie Glenn Tonka Tompkins. Wow. I got a new name. Tonka Tompkins. Wow. All right, so glad to be here. And this is a little different than what we do on Trending Thursdays because this is more of a live view of what's going on in the market. We take advantage of those things that are happening throughout the day. Joey got me set up with Facebook. So all of the people that are chatting on Facebook, I can see you. Good morning to you, Danny, Don, Joe, Jeff, Christine, 12 other. Okay, there you go. So we got some people on our Facebook channel watching as well on the live stream. Danny is watching. Eric is watching. Excellent. So I'm going to be looking at both chats to see what you guys have to say in regards to what's going on in the market. Now, just like we do on Trending Thursday, we always track what's going on in the market. But here on the midday session, we're going to look at what's going on with the market live throughout the day or throughout my time here. It's going to be about an hour's worth of a live stream. We want to see what's going on in the market and take advantage of those things that we can throughout this session. So I'm going to go into the VectorVest software. We always start off with market timing. And today, all of the major indices are up, not running away, but are definitely up. The Dow is up about 0.4. The NASDAQ's up about 0.4. The S&P overall is up about 0.3, and our VectorVest composite, which tracks the movement of over 9,000 stocks, is up about 0.5% today. So I will take a look at some of your stocks today as well. I'm going to put them all into a watch list, and let's go see if there's some investing or money-making opportunities that we got going on. Glenn, I can get Stan's retirement list as a VectorVest mobile app subscriber. You know, that's a good question, Gold Crossed Investments. Give our product support staff a call. It may be a special watch list, or give them a call to see if you can get that. That's a good question. Give them a call and see what you can do with that. And if you don't get an answer, come back to me and let me see what I can do. All right. So start off with product support first. So as I mentioned, all of the major indices are up. And if we're looking at it from an intraday perspective, how many stocks in the system are going up compared to going down? Almost 60% of the over 9,000 stocks that we track are going up, where almost 30% of the stocks that we track in the system are going down. We definitely have a bullish day, 2-to-1 advances to decliners. Now, just because a stock is going up doesn't mean that it's a buy recommendation. It just means that the stock is going up. So we've got a lot more stocks going up compared to going down, again, 2-1. And all of the major indices are running, but not out the box. They're just going up. Now, a lot of the things that I'll talk about today, a lot of our Jockey Club people that are in this room take advantage of. We're not going to talk about what we do in the Jockey Club because that's specifically for them. They subscribe to the Derby, so that information is definitely reserved for them. They're part of our day trading room that we have every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 10:30. But I can put you behind the paywall in giving you some ideas to take a look at in the VectorVest system nonetheless. Our traffic light into the market, the color guard is definitely more yellow than red. Primary wave is up. That's our week-over-week movement of the VectorVest composite. Thank you very much for the like. When the likes come up, you'll see a little emote come up. That's thanks to my boy, Joey. Joey is the man. Joey is the man. All right, and thank you for doing that. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. Hit the subscribe button, especially if you like the information that we're giving to you. So, before we get started, let me interact with you. This is both on our YouTube chat and our Facebook chat. This is only the second week, but based off of the first week that you saw on the midday market update, how many of you liked it? Type a 1 in the room. How many of you liked the first one that we did? Because that feedback gives me the opportunity to use it as ammunition to put more live streams on here. If you liked what you saw the first time that we did last week, type a 1 in the room. I'm just really, really interested to know how you felt about it. It was the first one last week. There you go. So I see them coming across. Jeff on Facebook typed the 1. And people still are watching on Facebook. Paul says 1, and everybody in YouTube can see the chat. There you go. That's awesome. That is awesome. And Stephanie says 1 on Facebook. That is awesome. So we're going to keep this going. We're going to keep this rocking and rolling. And if we can build up momentum on this, Joey says, he's shaking his head. He says we might be able to do another one. Right, Joey? That's right. Evidently. If we get a lot of more Harry Reynolds in. Harry put a lot of ones. There you go. You put a lot of ones. Thank you for that, Harry. All right. So from a market timing perspective or a market overview, this is what we see going on. We see a lot of yellow. The guidance is VectorVest advocates caution. We definitely have just about 2-1 advances to decliners. So more stocks going up than going down. All of the major indices are going up. I'm going to come back to these industries and sectors in a moment. So let's do this. Let's go look at the market timing graph, and I'm going to set up the graph like we did last week. I think that this was a nice way intraday to see what the major indices are doing as we're talking. So here's the S&P 500 from the market open, nicely ran up, consolidated. I had a level of support on the S&P at 439. Look at the market turning around right now. Not only falling below that level of support, but look at the stock's price falling below that level, another level of support as well. That's the VectorVest level of support. Market looks like it could be turning around. Let's look at the VectorVest composite. Nice run out of the gate at 930, consolidated, nicely pulling back right now. The Dow, same thing. All of the major indices ran up, nicely this morning. The Dow had a level of resistance at a level of 34,951, beautiful level of resistance, then pulling back down. And the NASDAQ, the IXIC, ran up out of the box, consolidated, and now all three major, or actually all four if you add the VVC, are all starting to fall right now. What does that mean for stocks that you're in? All right, so let's do that. Let's keep our eyes on what's going on from the market perspective. Let's go look at the indices now on the level of stocks. So we looked at them on a graphical level. Now let's look at them. Here's the IWM up about 0.7, the Dow up about 0.3, the S&P up about 0.2, the NASDAQ up about 0.3. The only thing that's down today is the VIX. And yes, I want to keep the VIX on here because I want to track volatility on the S&P 500 throughout the trading day. We do that in our Jockey Club, but I think it's a very important piece of information because volatility on the S&P 500, if it's falling, that bodes well for a good up day in the market. market. If it's rising, then that means people are more fearful in the market, and that bodes well for a down day in the market. So we can clearly see that the VIX is falling as the major indices are going up. That makes sense. All right, but the markets seem to be pulling back right now. And again, what does that mean for stocks? And that's rock and rolling. So now I've got another list. I've created several watch lists specifically for midday market update. Big news. What stocks have made the big news? All right, so stocks that are moving on big news today. Tesla. We're going to look at all of these. I've got stories on all of these. Tesla. Chemocentrics up 7% today. PTGX up 86% today. I've got news on all of these. Easy Feel up 18% today. Palantir, new pickup of a contract, up over 1%. And Neotech, I don't know if everybody out there knows what this is, but this is a scooter company. It was up nicely this morning. It's down a little bit right now. So let's do that. Let's go out to the news that I have on these. And I'm going to start off with something interesting. Inflation. What to expect for inflation going forward. Inflation means that prices on goods are going up. And inflation, this is for the week. Inflation will be back on the Wall Street radar this week as the Federal Reserve and the federal government release 3 inflation reports for the month of September. 3 inflation reports. Now, this is going to be their time to either step up and say that inflation is still transitory. You've heard me say on more than one occasion, I think that it's more than just transitory. But 3 reports, and you got to pay attention to what's going on with those reports because that could definitely affect what the mood and the sentiment of the market is. In the recent months, traders and investors have closely followed inflation numbers to determine whether the old villain of the U.S. economy is here to stay, forcing the Fed Reserve to roll back its accommodative monetary policy. That's why inflation is so important right now. And these reports coming out for the month of September, for this month, you're going to have to pay attention to. All right, so now let's talk about the stocks that are moving in that list. Protagonist Therapeutics share soar after the FDA lifts clinical hold on its experimental cancer drug. Any stock that's got good news on cancer will definitely be a stock that you have to keep your eyes on. So that's why PTGX is moving up today. So it's on the news. Let's see if it's going to have legs in a moment. Easy Fill more than triples in size on fuel delivery fleet and advances expansion efforts. So what is this company? Easy Fill, the first publicly traded on demand, and this is cool. You know me, I like innovation and people can come up with new ideas to grow a company. On demand mobile fueling company. So they'll come to you to bring you fuel. They just added 33 new fuel delivery trucks to the fleet. The stock is up about 18% today. So this is news. We're going to take a look at it. How many of you knew that this company existed? Type a me in the room. And if you did not know that this company existed, type a no in the room. This is very interesting. This is the first time I heard about this. How many of you have ever heard of this company? Type a me. If you have not, type a no. This is very interesting. I like the idea of on-demand fueling. On-demand fueling. I'm seeing the no's come up. Very good. So this is something that we could have brought to the forefront for you as a stock to consider if the stock goes and can do better beyond just the news. And that's important because news can move a stock, but is the news enough to justify the continued upward move of the stock? I like what I see about this stock, understanding the stock. I see still the no's coming in outstanding. Then we've done the job. What do we do, Joey? We do the work and you reap the rewards. So this could definitely be something for you guys to keep your eyes on. All right, next stock that's in here that's moving up. Chemocentrics receives FDA approval for Tavneos, which is a drug. Share skyrocket. So it jumped 96% on Friday to close at 38. When did this story come out? Come out today at 2:23 this morning, after the company announced that its orally administered selective complement 5A receptor inhibitor Tavneos received FDA approval. So any stock that gets FDA approval is always going to be good news. How many of you have heard of Chemocentrics? Type a yes or a no in the room. Curious to know about that. I want to know, are we bringing stocks, new fresh stocks to your eyes that you can consider? And that's what these sessions are all about, this live session. So CCXI, Chemocentrics, all right? Good. More no's coming in. Outstanding. That's good stuff. And it received FDA approval, but we're going to take a look to see if the stock has the ability to keep moving up beyond the news. Jaff on on Facebook said no as well. So good. I'm tracking. Paul on Facebook says no as well. This is good stuff. I like this. All right. So now everybody knows this company. All right, everybody knows this company, or should. MSP Recovery partners with Palantir. Everybody who's watching this channel knows that I've done a lot of stories on Palantir. I think that this is still a stock that's in its infancy as far as what it does. It takes data and sells it back to you as useful information. And they just picked up another contract. I did talk about it like a week or two ago. They lost an ICE contract, but then they picked up another contract. So it looks like for any company or contract that they lose, they take 2 steps forward with the companies that they do collaborate with. So man, oh man, I'm loving Palantir. They picked up another contract. Now, everybody knows this too. Tesla is moving from California to Texas. Tesla's deals California big blow with Texas move. You know something? A lot of the big tech companies in California are the basis of the money that they make in those states, right? And if Tesla, which is a big company, moves from California to Texas, that's a big, good whoo-wee for Texas and a big wah, wah, wah for California. All right, so Tesla is like, yo, you don't want to help us out? Da-da-da-da-da. Now, does that mean that they're twisting California's arm? You listen, when you got that kind of money, you can ask for what you need to help your company to grow. And if the state doesn't want to give it to you, you go and find someplace else. That's business, folks. That is definitely business. Whether you agree with the move or not, that's Tesla's right to say, well, fine, I'm going to go to a state that's going to be more accommodative. What's the symbol for Palantir? Tom asked. It's PLTR. Where is it at? It's not. I'm not on that story. It's PLTR. Everybody's leaving California, says Lee. It's expensive to work in California. It's expensive to live in California, and companies are finding that it's expensive to work in California. You know what's interesting, though? Apple is going to build another complex in California. I'll do a story on that probably in the next couple of days. But Apple is building a bigger complex or another complex in California. So at least Apple still feels comfortable with California. Now, what else about this? Infographic, Tesla sets new annual delivery record by third quarter. Look at this. Tesla is the big boy in the EV space. Why? Because they're just putting out more and more cars. How about this? Quarter 1 to quarter 3 for 2021, 627,000 cars. That's a lot of cars Tesla's putting out. And all of the other stocks in the EV space are not able to keep up with that. And you know, Tesla's the big boy for a reason. They're making money and they're getting cars out. All right, they're making money and they're putting cars out. And then another interesting story in Tesla's Germany sales overtake leading domestic automakers in September. That's huge. That's just in Germany. And the Tesla Model 3s were registered in the country, leading domestic such as BMW, Audi, a lot of other companies, Volkswagen. They're outpacing a lot of the American car makers in Germany. So Tesla's doing a darn thing, whether they're moving from California to Texas, whether they're putting out the cars, whether they're growing in countries outside of the U.S. to overtake other American-made cars in those countries. That's big. Tesla is still a good play. All right. Glenn in muddy water with Palantir. That's all right. Listen, Cold Dep, I am a big fan that sometimes, Warren Buffett has said this before. people want to make money. People want to get rich, but they want to do it quick. The right way is to do it is to let this stock come to you and just stick it out, especially if you agree and you're passionate about the company. I'm passionate about a few companies, and I will hold through the dips because I am passionate about the companies. Right now, Palantir, I do not own, or do I? I got to check. I don't think I own it, though. I don't think I own it right now. I'm probably waiting for a better buying opportunity or watching all of the news move around about the contracts that they're getting. So I am a fan of Palantir. I do not know, something? I honestly don't know why I don't own it right now. I don't know if it's the amount of money I still have left in my portfolio or not. All right, last story, NIO. Now, this is not a NIO like N-I-O. This is an e-scooter company, and their sales surged by 58% in quarter three. How about this? An e-scooter. So another question, how many of you have heard of NIU? Type of yes or no in the room. Don't bet against Elon. I'm with you, Lido. I won't. Tesla delivered 241,000 cars this quarter. Tesla is doing it. And everybody and their mama is coming after Tesla, but Tesla is doing it. All right, so no matter whether you like them or not, I'm just curious to know how many. Paul says no. Michael says no on Facebook. Jaff says no. Neo, Jay, this is not the same Neo. It's not the same Neo. But I see some people on YouTube saying that they have heard of this company. I like the idea of an electric scooter. How cool is that? I'm curious to know how fast they go. Moreover, total deliveries in the first 3 quarters of 2021 surged 72%. What is that? 77%. What? 799,000 units. Now, I don't know how much time it takes to build a scooter, but that's almost 800,000 scooters out there right now. All right. Is there an XROF connection to this company? Not that I know of. Right now, XROF has got a deal with Zero motorcycles. All right. So I don't think that, as far as I know, I don't think that there is a connection with XROF in this company. I do know that there is a connection with XROF and Zero motorcycles. All right. So good. I'm glad that some of the stories that we're talking about today are stories that you guys, or stocks that you guys have not heard about. So now that was all of the big news that was looking at stocks that were moving. Let's go back to here. Here they all are. All right. So based on the news, PTGX, that was the pharmaceutical company for the cancer drug. Look at that, up 91%. We're going to see if it's still worth it for us to get in today. Tesla's up 1%, not a lot, but up nonetheless. CCXI, there's that company that you guys have not heard about on the news, up over 5%. Easy Fill, all right, that's the on-demand fuel company. I like that idea. The stock is up 16% today. Palantir only up 1.5%. And the motorcycle company, based on the scooter company, based on its sales, is down a little bit today. Let's take a look at all of them, though. View the stock graph. Let's bring this up. I'm going to put this, look at that, 3-month graph on Tesla. Good, googly muggly. 20-day exponential moving average, end-of-day graph, definitely moving higher. A little bit of consolidation right now. Volume is okay, but look at the earnings per share and the earnings growth rate. From a long-term perspective, I like me some Tesla. I like that Tesla, and I cannot lie. That's right. Anyway, so let's go to the next stock. This PTGX, this is news-based. Now, this is that news-based information, but look at this. Does this stock still have legs beyond the news? Look at the earnings per share going down. Look at the earnings growth going down. The big pop on the news. Look at the wick at the top, a little selling pressure. Look at the wick at the bottom, a little buying pressure. It's creating a candlestick formation known as a spinning top. This is a company that, based on the news, I don't think it has a lot of legs after the news. All right, I'm thinking we're going to see some profit taking. The stock's price closed on Friday at a price of $18.24. This stock almost doubled. What was the high price? 36. Yeah, this stock did double. I'm thinking that there's going to be a lot of profit taking on this stock. All right, I like Elon Musk, and I cannot lie. The earning can't deny. I like that, Lito. I like that. I'm going to give you some applause for that. I didn't want that. I'm going to get you some applause for that. That was well done. That was well done. All right, my next stock. So in regards to, again, PTGX, I'm not feeling it past the news. I don't think that the stock has got the wherewithal to jump beyond that, beyond the news, all right, especially with earnings and earnings growth rate falling. The next stock is CCXI. Same kind of scenario. This is a cancer drug. The FDA gave us some approval. Friday it gapped up. I've got some more continuation. Hit a new high over the last 3 months today on the news. The volume wasn't nearly as big as it was on Friday, but watch the earnings and the earnings growth rate. Remember, earnings is the engine that drives the stock's price higher. I need the earnings to back up the news. So the news is good. Would I play it today? Let's do this. Let's go put this on intraday 5-minute bars. Would I play it today? The stock's got to break above this level of resistance of 42.05. The 20-day exponential or the 20-period exponential moving average is doing a good job keeping you in it. Look at that pullback day trading, or this is on 5-minute bars. Get in, get in, get in, get in. Boom, get out. Right now, I would be out of it. If I'm thinking about getting into it still based on the news today, it's got to go about 12 cents higher than the high. All right, from an intraday perspective. Let's go back to end of day, 3 months. And what's the next stock? Easy Fill. Now, looks like this is a new company for us. I don't know if it IPO'd on 9/15 or not, or that looks like the date that we just started tracking it. I like the news on it, and you know something? I like the pop on earnings growth. So this may be able to sustain beyond just the news, but I've got some selling pressure. Big wick at the top. I do have some selling pressure on the stock, but it's the biggest day of volume since we started trading it. So the news was a good positive thing. Make sure that it stays above this 20-period exponential moving average. Actually, it's end of day, so make sure it stays above that 20-day exponential moving average. Big selling pressure on the stock, though. Big selling pressure. Just be careful with it. I like the news on it, but let's make sure that from a longer-term perspective that it stays above that 20-day exponential moving average. Next stock, Palantir. I've done news on it. All right, that's why it's marked up the way that it is. Now, Palantir, and someone said, was it you, Coldip, that said that you're underwater in it? This has been a tough stock. I love what the company does, but anybody, no matter what stock you're in, no matter how much you love it, don't be in love with it. And you know something? Right now, when that stock went below the 20 exponential on 9/28, that might have been a good day to take your profits off the table and wait for another buying opportunity. All right, so what would I have done? I actually probably would wait. A couple of things are going to happen right here at this level of $25. One, it'll break through a level of resistance. Two, it will break above that 20-day exponential moving average, and that would be a good buying opportunity. So, Coldip, was it you that said that you were underwater on Palantir? And you know something? Why do I like it? Look at the earnings growth and the earnings. Both of them are rising. I still am positive about the stock. Let's go look at the fundamentals. Relative value on the stock, man, it's not there. It doesn't have good upside potential, and relative safety below the value of 1. Neither one of those are really good at this time. But I think that the contracts that they have will grow the company. Does that make sense, folks? Yes or no? Does that make sense in regards to Palantir? My thing in regards to Palantir, time this trade. All right, I love the upside ability to it. Even though RV is not there, I like what they do from an innovation perspective. All right, so does that make sense to wait for a buying opportunity if you're not in it? Yes or no? And if you are in it, I would look at a moving average on an end-of-day basis to get me out at the right time. Yes, it makes sense, but I'm not buying now. I'm with you, Michael. I like the background behind it. This is a good level of $25. This is a good level of $25. Once it breaks above that, I think that would be a good opportunity to see it run again like it did here. And look at that 20-day exponential moving average, keeping you in that stock until it got you out. until it got you out. So I'm a big fan of timing an individual trade. I mean, I think it's important. Palantir will be 100 in 5+ years. Hold on. I had to sneeze, but it didn't. I put it off, Joey. I turned it off, but the sneeze didn't want me to sneeze. All right, let's go look at the next stock on the list. All right, remember, these are all stocks making the news. Now, NIO, with that e-scooter, got above the 20-day, but look at that pullback. So if you were in it right now, let's say you were in it right now, leave it alone. Let this stock come to you. This is an end-of-day graph, looking at a 3-month graph. Just be careful about the news as well. Look at that. Look at the downtrend on the stock. So this would be definitely more of an aggressive play. Let me make that a little darker. This would be more of an aggressive play based on the news. I think that for the news to really take hold, it's got to break out of that downtrend. It's really got to break out of that downtrend. Once it does that, that might be a good opportunity to get in, especially knowing that they were able to bring to the market a lot of scooters. All right, so I don't think the news caught it yet. I like the pullback to the zone of this level of support. Little hammer formation. Look at that run up. Still currently, even with the little pullback today, still currently above the 20-day exponential moving average. If you want to be a little aggressive, it's okay to buy now. If you're going to do that, let me set that up for you on 5-minute bars. If you're going to do that, I'd look for the stock to break above this intraday level of resistance at 25.28. I'd look at 12 cents higher than the high before I pull the trigger intraday. All right, so a little bit of consolidation going on after the news today. All right, anybody got any questions on stocks that are making the news? Can you please look at NIO? I'm writing down some of these stocks for you that you want me to look at. NIO is on my list. A good crossover will be a good buy for Palantir. I totally agree with that. And I'm looking at that level of about $25 on Palantir to buy in at. All right, to buy in at. If nobody, you think AMPI will fill the gap? That's on my list today as well, Snoopy. I got you. So I am keeping some stocks as you're writing down, as you're talking. I'm putting them on a list, and we'll look at them at the end of the session. All right, SoFi is a stock that we're already going to look at in a second. My next thing I want to look at, we looked at stocks making the news. Let's talk about stocks that are big movers today. Other stocks that are big movers up a lot. All right, so I ran a search called Boomers, Explosive Boomers, to see what stocks were moving up, and I sorted them by percentage price change. We already looked at PTGX. Adams Pharmaceutical, that's another stock on the news. Let's go view the stock news real quick on it. 74% today. How about this? Flexon and Adamas surge. The small cap farms are being acquired. So this stock is being bought. You ain't going to be able to buy it. All right, if you right-click on it and I go look at the stock graph, you're not going to be able to buy it. Let's go intraday, 5-minute bars, current day. If I look at that, yeah, the stock got bought. If you're not in it, you're not going to be able to get into it. All right, if you didn't already buy it, so it's been bought, it's been acquired. That's why it's moved up so much, and that is what it is. Not a stock that we can get into. But other pharmaceutical companies are up there. Blue Apron is up there, up 18.5%. Easy Fill, we already looked at. Somebody wanted me to look at this. How about it's already on one of my biggest movers today? So I'm going to highlight the stocks. That we haven't already talked about. Apron, Ocul, BTBT. Let's go look at these stocks are all up nicely today. Some of them are sell recommendations. Some of them are buys. Let's go take a quick look at these stocks. So these are stocks that are rocking and rolling today. This was news. They got acquired. All right, next one. Another therapeutic. Woo! Big news, but look at the pullback. That's profit taking, folks. So if we go check the news on that, Pacira Biosciences nears $630 million deal for Flexon. Said to agree. So this is another company that got acquired. little bit of a pullback. If you're not already in it, you won't be able to get into it. Now, look at USWS, U.S. Well Services, Petroleum. Petroleum is a hot industry, right? Petroleum has definitely been a hot industry, and all of the stocks in there. But look at the big wicks on these. A lot of selling pressure. Be careful. USWS, big mover today, but look at the big give back on the big wick at the top. I do like the earnings per share and the earnings growth, but this news really just pushed the stock's price up. It gapped up today, but I'm getting a lot of selling pressure. This is why you go beyond just looking at a stock up a lot of percent. Look to see if it's something that you would still want to get into. Right now, I wouldn't. Right now, the stock's price is pulling back bigly. I do like Apron, though. Earnings per share is going up. Earnings growth concerns me as it's moving down. Nice open candle today. That's a one white soldier candle. Nice open candle. Very little wick. Very little wick at the top. I can get in today if I get an intraday entry, or I wait on an end-of-day basis for the stock to go 5 cents higher than 868. But look at that bottom left, top right. Stock is moving up, came down to a level of support at 663, bounced off of it beautifully, and even on the 3-day pullback right here, stayed above the 20 exponential. Look at that. I love using moving averages on an end-of-day basis, especially if I'm trying to be in a stock a little longer. All right, so I like that. I like that stock. I cannot lie. All right, nice open candle today. I would consider buying it today. Very little selling pressure. I like that. I like that stock. I like that stock nicely. All right, let's go to the next stock in my list of big movers. Ocul. Big move today, probably on news. Earnings per share falling a little bit, but still higher than it was 3 months ago. Earnings growth rate is in place, but watch the big wick again. I love when a stock makes a move. I want to see if the move is justified before I buy it. The wick is forming at the top. A lot of people are profit taking on that stock. So probably good news. I'm not going to go check, but the stock's price, nice open candle, but a lot of selling pressure on big volume. So even the people who are getting out of it are getting out of it bigly as well. All right, next stock I have NAOV. End of 3-month end of day graph. Nicely running up here, pulled back. I like a couple of things about it. The stock's price is right at that level of support, current support, at 201. Actually, now it's a level of resistance. Look at the selling pressure on that stock. Look at the selling pressure. Nice volume. I like the earnings per share, and I like the earnings growth rate. Let's go see what the news was on NAOV. Up 15% today. Let's go see if there's anything new on it. 4 hours ago, Nano announces positive results from independent double-blind trial of Pain Shield. Treatment of tennis elbow. Elmsford. Interesting. All right, so that's why the stock. How many of you ever had tennis elbow? I've had it. Have you ever had tennis elbow? I've had it too, and I don't even play tennis. But I've had tennis elbow, and it sucks. It sucks to pick up stuff and everything. I've had it. But, I'm sure that a lot of people have experienced tennis elbow. And you know something? I don't know how big of an issue it is, but it's big enough to make the stock move higher. All right, it's definitely big enough for the stock to move higher. All right, so I'm going to close off some of these that I've already looked at to keep me fresh and new. All right. Now, I like the move getting above the 20-day exponential moving average, but look at the pullback. Be careful. Look at the selling pressure. I'd like to see the stock close above this level of 201, which is now a current level of resistance. The stock should have some good upside, at least to the level of 419, all right, which is the 3-month high. But prior to that, the stock has been below the 20-day. News comes out about tennis elbow. It pushed it up, but I'm thinking a lot of people are taking profits on it, so just be careful. All right, Dave, do you really, Dave? You have tennis elbow right now? Had tennis and Golder's elbow. What is Golder's elbow? What the heck is Golder's elbow? You got a haircut.
You get that from panning for gold.
You get that for panning from gold?
Yeah.
Jay is panning for gold? Oh, Lord. Jay, I'm about to put you in timeout. All right. How about Jay says heat and ice embrace? Really? As I drink my Cafe Bustelo. Golfers. Oh, golfer's elbow. He says Golder's elbow. Golfer's elbow. Oh, Sigh.
I looked it up too.
Oh, you're looking up for Gold's elbow? Sigh, Jay. Sigh is all I can say. All right. What's going on with my Facebook people? Not much saying nobody's saying much of anything. And that's all right. I'm still here for you. I'm just checking to see what the chat looks like. All right. What's the next stock in this list? Let's go down. Oh, ESBO. Woo, look at that. Look at that. So it's in the petroleum field, a little wick at the top, but look at that candle. Look at the body and look at that 20-day and look at that volume. I like that. This is a stock that I do like. Watch the little wick at the top, but the stock is definitely moving higher. Broke through a level of resistance, got tested as a level of support, went back up, new 3-month high. Love the volume. This may not be a bad play. All right, this is one of the stocks that's moving up today. Big movers. This may not be a bad play. I'd go 12 cents higher than the high, though. Next stock, Kern. Nice move today. I wonder if this was news-driven. It's up 12.5%. 5 hours ago. I don't want that. Let's go to press release. Any big news on this? 6 days ago? No. So I don't know why this stock is moving today. I don't know why it's moving today, but nice open candle, clear open candle, very little wick at the top, cleared the 20-day. This may not be a bad play as well. Let's go look at this intraday. Let's see if I can give you an intraday buy point. Intraday, let's go 5 cents higher than the high. I like the gap, the consolidation. The stock went below the 20 a couple of times today, but new high, I'd go 5 cents higher than the high. I'd put in an order at about 310. Watch the volume, though, as well. Watch the intraday volume. I'd rather have you in a stock if you're going to trade it intraday that's got good volume. All right, so just keep that in mind. Let's go put this back on end of day 3 months. Folks, how many of you are finding some good plays here? Type a yes in the room. How many of you are finding some good plays in here? At least some good stocks to consider. Type a yes in the room. Type a yes in the room. I want to see. Some of these stocks you haven't heard of. Some of them you have. Now, Evolo. A lot of move today, but a lot of give back. It broke through 2 levels of resistance today. All right, it broke through 2 levels of resistance today and then came back down. All right, so I'm thinking that this one is too volatile even for a good play. Look at that, came back down. Big wick, look at it, came back down below the 20-day. I do like the earnings per share, but I don't like the pullback. Glenn, you're a player. I'm not a player. I don't want to be a player no more. I'm not a player. I'm not going to sing that song. Pam. I like Pam. Nice big volume today. New 3-month high. Little wick at the top, but the body is bigger and above the 20-day exponential moving average. Rising earnings per share. This may not be a bad play. Just look at it intraday for an intraday entry. Next stock, BTBT. Oh, are we talking about crypto? Crypto stock above the 20-day. Also above a level of resistance at 1026. Still above that. I like the play. A little bit of give back today. I got probably some smooth sailing up to $20. I got smooth sailing up to $20 if the stock can keep going. If you're in the stock, leave it alone. It has to break through. This is your average on the end of day. But I like the earnings and the earnings growth. Nice move on stock today, graphite. But I don't want you to get caught in the trap. Look at that. Look at the big candle. Look at the big wick, and still below the 20 exponential moving average. So nice move up today. And again, I don't want you guys to get caught in the trap that just because the stock is up X amount of percent that you got to jump on board with it. Look at the graph. Oh, by the way, in case I didn't tell you, look at the graph. And we're looking at intraday graphs. That's what the midday update is all about. All right, so we get to look at this stuff live. MXC, another petroleum stock, a lot more volatile. But you know something? Even with its volatility, the 20-day is doing a good job keeping you in the stock. Look at that. I like that. I do like that. Volume is, earnings is growing. Earnings growth is growing. I do like that 20-day exponential moving average. That's a lot to sit through, though. That's a lot more volatility involved in the stock. You got to make sure that you're okay with sitting through that. Last stock, TGLS, rising earnings per share, rising earnings growth. Like the open candle today. After the big down day on Friday, no continuation. And even with the big down day, it challenged the level of support at 23.93. Look at that rebound. I like the stock on good volume. I'd look for an intraday buy point. All right, so that's my list of stocks making big moves today. We looked at all of them to determine which ones are possibilities that you'd look at. And again, never get caught up in how much the stock has gone up. Look at the graph. Analyze the stock before you pull the trigger. Jay, pressure point therapy for pay. All right, that's for that. All right. How's my Facebook points doing? GE still alive, says Paul. We'll take a look. GE, they bring good things to live. Stephanie, you gave me a lot of stocks. I can't take all of your stocks. I'm going to take a couple of them. How about that? I just want to be honest. I'll take a couple of them. Is sound messed up or only for me? Hey, do I have any issues with sound? Let me know, yes or no. I dropped a couple of frames. All right. It's all Joey's fault. Glenn, you're cutting out. All right. Joey's looking into it. All right. So, a couple of other things I want to get to. Let's go back to the home page. All right, I want to show you some of the flexibility. If you're not a subscriber to the software, I want to show you some of the flexibility of the software. We can see throughout the day the top 5 industries that are rocking and rolling. The biggest mover right now is petroleum. I'm going to say Canadian exploration production. It's up 1.82% today. All right, now look at that. Adrienne says, loud and clear from the Netherlands. I love that we have a reach across the globe, and I'm thankful for all of you guys that are tuning in from all over the globe. Thank you so much for that. All right, so instead of looking at the top 5, you need it? Instead of looking at the top 5 industries, which are all the same pretty much, I'm going to go to the top sectors. Petroleum is the top sector. What else is moving today? Paper. It's up 0.9%. Let's go look at the stocks in that sector. All right, and I want to see if there's anything that I want to look at today.
So some people are saying they're getting some, your sound's cutting out. They either need to refresh, tell them either refresh.
Okay, if you're getting sound cutting out, refresh.
Or go down here and change this quality
To 1080.
Take that off where it gets too crazy.
All right, so those are the two things. That's the two things that Joey just put out there. Either refresh your YouTube page or go to that quality and change it to 1080p. All right. So hopefully that works out for you guys. All right. Where's my Facebook people? FDX. All right. A lot of stocks coming up today. That's good. All right. So now we're the second fastest industry or industry that's up today out of the top 5. What stocks in here are moving? Let's go look at the ones that are moving up the most. Let's look at the top couple. Let's see if there's anything in here. So this industry, actually, the sector is moving. Let's go see if these stocks are worth it. Look at that. RFP, nice move up today. Relative earnings per share and earnings growth rate is rising. Nice up, gapped up today. A little wick at the top, but look at that. Above the 20-day, look at the volume. Volume is good. What else? I'm not touching that. Can't touch that. International paper. Look at that. Bounce off support. Now today, clearing the 20-day exponential moving average. I like that. It's got 2 more headwinds, though, on IP. It needs to go through a level of resistance of 56.94 and then another level of resistance at 57.36. It does have a 3-month high sitting at about $62. So you got about $6 you can make on this. I like the explosive nature of breaking above the 20-day. Nice open candle today. And just because you type a stock in there more than once doesn't mean that I'm going to put it up there. I want you to know that. I can see it the first time. Diana, I love you to death. I love all y'all. I can see that. Just put it once. I got you. Put it once. Work. West Rock. I like the earnings per share and the earnings growth, but the stock is moving sideways. The stock is moving sideways. And the next one, wow, GEFB, look at that. Bottom left, top right, looks like an airplane taking off. I like that, hitting a new 3-month high. And remember, this is out of our top 5 industries that's moving up nicely today. This is a stock that's moving it. I like that. Bottom left, top right, I'd look for an intraday buy point. Man, I do like that. All right, that's another piece of flexibility that from the homepage you can do. We can look at the top industries or the top sectors and find stocks throughout the day that are moving up. So Mara's moving up 10.5%. That's on our VST stocks. What else do I want to cover today? Meme stocks. I've got a list of meme stocks, and I keep you up to date on which ones are being memed the most. These are the top 12 meme stocks that are out there today. Let's go set this up by percentage price change. SoFi. Somebody wanted me to look at SoFi. So as a meme stock, it's moving up today. How many of you are on board with the meme stock plays? Type a yes in the room. How many of you are in who are playing the meme stocks? I'm very curious to know. All right. I'm curious to know how many of you are playing the meme stocks. GME is nicely up today, 6%. I'm playing both GME and AMC. AMC is not up as much, but AMC is up about 2%. Clover is out there, up about 4%. It's not a meme stock though. So these are stocks that are most talked about on Wall Street bets. All right, these are the top 12 stocks today that are talked about on Wall Street bets today. I've got a website that I use. I'm looking at the top 12. I'm looking at the top 12. Out of this, though, Smile Direct and Southwest Air at the bottom of the list. But SoFi, nicely moving. Let's go look at the ones that are up at least a few percent, see if they're worth it today. So these are stocks that are being talked about. All right, these are stocks that are being talked about. SoFi, beautiful open candle. Watch the earnings, though. Watch the earnings per share. But if it's talked about on from a retail perspective, very little wick at the top. I could still take that today. Very little wick at the top, so not a lot of selling pressure. Retail investors are pushing it up. I wouldn't mind taking that today. What else? GameStop, nice breaking above the 20-day exponential moving average. I like that. It's one of the most watched meme stocks, so it's above the 20-day. Clover, look at that. Broke above the 20-day on Friday, followed through today. Oh, watch from an earnings and from a fundamentals perspective, if they are retail talked about stocks, fundamentals won't be there. All right, fundamentals won't be there. And that's all right. If you get an opportunity to play it, take it. All right, but just be careful with them. All right, you're an mRNA believer. I am too. I love that stock. Steel, moving today, but I'd like to see it from an end-of-day perspective jump above the 20-day. So I like the earnings and the earnings growth. I don't like it not being above the 20-day or breaking through this level of resistance of 2301. I would still time the trade. Even if it's a retail move, I'd like some more confirmation behind the move. All right, so those are my meme stocks. How many of you are looking for longer term plays? I'm gonna hook you up too. How many of you looking for some growth stocks? All right, what time is it? Good. How many of you are looking for some growth stocks? Type a me in the room. I'm gonna help you out. I've got some searches set up for YouTube. Here we go. Growth stocks less than 10. How about that? Growth stocks less than 10. I'm not going to give the farm away, though. I'm only going to give you 5 stocks to look at. Let's stream these. Let's see what's here today. I'm going to give you 5 growth stocks to take a look at. All I want you to do is put these on your radar. EVC. I did that most recently in my growth stocks. Did I not? I think I did. Safe bulkers. These are all growth stocks, and they're all lower dollar stocks with good growth potentials. Diana Shipping, ASX, PAML. All I'm doing is for those people who are looking for growth stocks, I'm giving you 5 stocks to take a look at. 5 stocks to take a look at. All right, how many of you are looking for value stocks? I'm going to do the same thing. Value stocks that have good upside potential for the long term. Warren Buffett type stocks. T. Rowe Price, UNH, BlackRock, Home Depot, Allstate. All of these are great growth stocks, great fundamentals. All of them are either holds or buys. These are great longer-term stocks from a value perspective. They're not all cheap. All right, I know that, but they all play options. They may not all be cheap, but they all play options. So this is something to consider. And then I'm going to do one more thing. How many of you are super aggressive? How many of you are super aggressive? All right, I've got a teeny bopper specifically for YouTube. Stocks between $1 and $5, 25,000 average volume, new high over the last 6 weeks, and these stocks are undervalued. Or VST, high VST in low price. Sorry, high VST. Top 5 stocks for you guys that are more aggressive. Let's peep that out real quick. I only got one, Vion. Vion is a lower dollar, it's got good upside potential, with relative value, but it's also going to give up some safety. But this is a stock I want you to keep your eyes on. All right. Last but not least, let's go back to the viewers tab. And I'm not going to look at all of your stocks, but I'm going to put down some of the stocks that you wanted to look at today before we end up. Apps, AMPY, Neo. Oops. And again, I'm not going to look at all of your stocks. GM, Crocs. GM, Crocs, SHIB. Really? SHIB we don't track. All right, LPX.
Isn't that Dogecoin?
What is?
That SHIB?
I don't know. Is it? I don't even. Joey says it's a Dogecoin. METC, Baba, Hut, Roku. All right. Those are only stocks I'm going to look at today. Hut, and then Roku. How come I keep missing the difference between a comma? Hut, I took stocks from both YouTube and Facebook. All right. I took stocks from both YouTube and Facebook. Now, based upon what stocks I got you. Diana, I told you. I had you. Sigh, voice emoji. All right. So I've got 11 stocks in here. We can see how many of them are going up compared to going down. Depending on what stock you gave me, in my list that we made here for you, these are sorted by our master indicator, VST. So the stock that's got the best combination of value, safety, and timing will be at the top of the list, and the one that's got the worst will be at the bottom of the list. Neo is at the bottom of the list, whereas Apps is at the top of the list. All right, Shiba is up over it's SHIBA. Did I not put that in? SHIBA. I don't have it.
Yeah, the ticker symbol is SHBA or whatever, but it's just like a Dogecoin. It's crypto.
Okay, I don't have the stock. It's crypto. All right, let's go take a look at these before we go. Let's go take a look at these. These are all the stocks you gave me. Apps looks great. Love that move. New high over the last 3 months. Love the earnings and the earnings per share. Very little wick at the top. Broke through a level of resistance sitting at 76 and a quarter, and it's been going up. I like this stock. And I cannot lie. Oh, yeah, I really do like this stock. All right. Good call there. LPX. I like the stock by way of earnings and earnings growth, but the stock is sitting in the channel. I've got a level of resistance sitting at 64.86. Nice up day today above the 20-day exponential moving average, but there's my headwinds. Touch, zone. That's a great level of resistance. I need the stock to break through that, even though I like the fundamentals behind it. Good upside, good safety. I really need this stock to break through that level of resistance. All right. METC. I like that stock. Now, I may like the stock, but this is something to keep your eyes on. Look at the big wicks for the last 2 days. That's some selling pressure. That is selling pressure on the stock. All right, so be careful with that. I like it, but watch that at that level of resistance. If it can't break through and there's a lot of selling pressure, be careful with that stock. If you own it, don't be afraid to take some profit off the table if it starts pulling back. But the stock is moving up nicely. That causes me some concern. That definitely causes me some concern. Hut, this is another crypto stock. Bounced off support. Let me get this line out of here. Bounced off support beautifully. Went above the 20-day, stopping right at that level of resistance of 11.29. Let's see if it can break through. The volume's been pretty steady. Love the earnings and the earnings growth. Would love to see if the stock can break above that, Stephanie. All right, let's go to the next stock, Crocs. Woo! Crocs is getting hit a little bit. I'm wondering if this was an earnings play. No, earnings should be coming up soon. I'm not sure what's going on. It's in the retail apparel shoes. And right now just went through a level of support at 134.15. I'd be careful with this if I own it. So it's currently below the 20-day and broke through 2 levels of support. Be careful if you own it. I like fundamentally that it's good. Relative value above 1, relative safety above 1. It's just in a downtrend right now. All right, just in a downtrend right now. GM, I've done a story, and I'm probably doing another story on EVs. GM is aggressively doing some things to come after Tesla. They're putting money into a new plant for batteries, the whole 9 yards. I like GM as a play. Right now, today is a down day, but currently above the 20-day and breaking back down to a level of resistance. Now, it was a level of support of 58.60, now serving as a level of resistance. It's got to get out of its own way, but I like what GM is doing in the EV space. Definitely like what they're doing in the EV space. Let's go to AMPI. Oil spill. Boom, it got hit. It's rebounding. It still has good earnings and earnings growth rate. So the stock got hit by the oil spill in California. It looks like it's trying to rebound. I like that the volume is picking up again. I'd like to see it do a couple of things, a couple of levels of resistance, but definitely move above the value of the S&P, that 20-day exponential moving average. I need that to happen. It did that a little bit today and came back down. Nice open candle today, but let's get some more confirmation of the move. Let's go to LABU. Somebody said, is it too early? Yeah, I think it's too early. The stock is doing a little bit of a sideways move right now. I'm going to put here and here. It's a little bit of a channel for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. All right. I'd like to see this stock break out of this level of 54.46. Then I'd like to see it break above this level of resistance at the value of 57.49, but definitely would love to see it break above that level of the 20-day exponential moving average. So to answer your question, is it too early to get in? I think yes. That's my opinion based upon the analysis of the stock. Roku, man, I don't know what's going on with it. It just recently got above the 20-day exponential moving average, but look at that. It's stalled right at a level of resistance of 325.51. All right, the earnings and the earnings growth looks good. The stock's got to move. Stock's got to move. Now, I like that it's above that 20-day exponential moving average. I need more confirmation. Break above that level of resistance. Once that happens, the stock's got good, clear movement up to 490. Right now, though, yeah, let it get out of its own way. All right. Next stock, let's go look at Alibaba. It went above the 20-day. Put this on 3-month graph. Went above the 20-day follow through and up again, all on above average volume. Watch the earnings per share, though, starting to fall. If you're in it, though, use that level of the 20-day exponential moving average as a way to gauge when to get out of the stock. All right. It's not an open candle. It's a pullback, which means today's price is lower than the open, but it's still gapped up nonetheless. And the last stock we got for today is NEO. NEO is a little bit of consolidation right now, currently above the 20-day. Let's see if NEO can get above this level of 36.44. I like the earnings per share, but the earnings growth is falling. Keep that in mind as well. All right, with that, folks, I want to say thank you for joining me today. For anybody who did not get their stock look below this video. You will see a link for a free stock analysis, Take advantage of that, all right? Folks, thank you for being here today. If you found this useful, hit the like button. All right, if you found this useful today, especially looking at intraday data, if you haven't already, hit the like button. Let me know that you like what you saw and that it was useful to you. I think that this is going to be my second favorite day after Trending Thursday. I like the idea of looking at the market intraday as it's opening to see what's moving, to give you ideas of what to look for. And you know something, don't get caught up in just the news. This is going beyond the news. The news is the what. The analysis is the why. We do the analysis. We do the work. You reap the rewards is true. So this is what it's all about. This is what Midday Market Update is all about. Support it. If you support it enough, folks, we'll think about trying to get another one. Maybe we'll do something on what, Fridays? Maybe we can look at doing a Friday wrap up, but that's not going to happen until you guys can show me that you really want this, that you support this. All right. So for everybody that's out there, thank you for joining me. Thank you for supporting this. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, hit the bell icon. And of course, hit the like button. If you can, share this on your social media as well. Share this with other people out there who could be interested in making money and learning how to make money in the market. So until the next time, adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Until the next time, folks, see ya.